U.S. military has conducted a new round of airstrikes on Iran.
U.S. Central Command announced American forces hit more than 80 targets within the last 24 hours.
And some of those targets included Iranian air defense system, command and control networks, and anti-ship missile capabilities. CENTCOM says the strikes are in retaliation for Iran attacking several commercial ships near the Strait of Hormuz.
The U.S. has also reimposed some economic sanctions against Iran because of Iran's actions. Now, lifting economic sanctions was one of the key components of the ceasefire in exchange for Iran reopening the Strait of Hormuz. And now, after these strikes, the Trump administration is reimposing sanctions on Iran's oil sales. Now, these restrictions on Iranian oil sales have been temporarily lifted for 60 days due to the ceasefire agreement to ease tensions and keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Officials have not yet said how long the renewed sanctions are going to remain in place. Iran's foreign minister called the move by the U.S. a clear violation of the Memorandum of Understanding. Iran's military says it has launched drones and missiles at 85 U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait in response to the U.S. strikes.
President Donald Trump spoke about the memorandum this morning. He says that the memo of understanding between the U.S. and Iran, as far as he's concerned, is over.
And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. Speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them.
Oil barrel prices have jumped in price following this morning's strikes. The global benchmark went up by nearly 6%, now at more than $76 a barrel. The U.S. benchmark rose nearly 3% to more than $72 a barrel. This is underscored by the memorandum between the U.S. and Iran being broken.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte backed the U.S. strikes on Iran this morning, saying they were, quote, absolutely necessary.
Well, I think it was absolutely necessary because when you have a ceasefire and Iran is basically violating the ceasefire, we've seen what happened yesterday with ships being attacked, I think it is totally crucial that the U.S. forcefully reacts.
Iran's nuclear program will be discussed at the NATO summit today. The Secretary General says that he expects allies will reconfirm that Iran should never get their hands on a nuclear capability.